Hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Life is Strange 2. In the last episode, Sean and Daniel returned to Away. That is the kind of hippie commune that Karen is staying at, and we have to give the telescope we borrowed back to Arthur and Stanley. So, let's have an explore. I mean, can we enter here? Ooh. Okay. Excuse me.
Karen has been camping in her own house since we arrived.
Nice of her to give up her bed.
Either Karen was desperate for a job, or she loved working with kids.
Happy World Resort, Florida, Karen, 40th anniversary summer. Okay.
Whoa. I hope Karen sends this to Claire and Steven.
Hi, Mom and Dad. I've been thinking about this letter for a while, and I know it's been a long time coming. So I'm sitting here tonight thinking about the words I should have written 10 years ago. You always used to say everything happens for a reason. And she's crossed out, we thought about it then. I understand why now. There is a reason I feel like I have to reach out to you both tonight from the desert. I know you've only heard from me once by phone and 6 times by letter for almost a decade. She's crossed out, I'm sorry. Okay. I didn't mean to hurt you, and I was certainly not trying to punish you. I think that says, like you told me. So yeah, they assumed that this was all like, oh, you left your boys to punish us. You haven't contacted us to punish us. And it's like, well, maybe it wasn't about you. Maybe it was more about her. Did you ever think of that? Don't laugh, but I just didn't know what to say or write. Poet's block. Just like how you had to block me from your life after I left Esteban. I understand that was how you had to deal with... And she's crossed out a problem child, an only child who didn't live up to your expectations. There's no denying that I failed, and she's inserted you, but the... Do we have the crossed out words here? Okay, there we go. There we go. There's no denying that I failed you, but the burden, and that's been crossed out, weight of your aspirations as parents failed me too. You had such a rigid opinion of what I was supposed to be that I just didn't have the, she's crossed out chance, opportunity to explore who I actually was. You wanted a daughter to grow up happy, find a good job and a great husband, settle down, and she's crossed out to breed. That is disturbing. The idea of like, oh, we're having a child so that they will one day give us grandkids. That is your only job in life, to make babies, to breed. That is an extremely disturbing way to be raised, in my opinion. But she's crossed that out. Clearly this is how she feels, but she's not actually going to say that to them. Settle down, have kids, and raise them in faith to continue the cycle of suburbia. And she's crossed out, that daughter wasn't me. I know you were raised in a different time and culture, so I didn't understand your point of view, like you didn't understand your wayward daughter. Maybe a bridge too far for us at the time. After Danny was born, you knew I wanted to take, and she's crossed out a break, some time to figure things out in my head and heart. It didn't make sense to your... She's wording this to a mom. She's directing this towards her mom, because in I think it was episode 2 where we met Claire and Steven. Steven seemed to understand that, like, hey, she had different views from us, and that doesn't make her a bad person. Yeah, Claire wants to pretend that she never existed, but that's my kid. That's my kid, and I love her. And she may have made some decisions I don't necessarily agree with. I don't care. That's my kid at the end of the day. I want to support her. But Claire was very much a, it's my way or the highway. If you're not doing things the way I say, then screw you. She's directing this at her mum. I mean, that it would make sense why Claire took it harder. Claire viewed herself... I could see Claire viewing herself for a long time as the perfect mother, and Karen is an extension of her. And then when Karen left, that meant Karen was a bad mother, which meant that Claire was a bad mother. If Karen is just an extension of Claire, then that reflects badly on Claire that Karen didn't do her duty. In, inverted commas there. Yeah, Stephen was far more willing to view Karen as an individual, whereas Claire was just viewing her as an extension of herself. Oof. It didn't make sense to crossed out, you or Dad, and I get that, but you didn't see how, crossed out. I was so desperate, and only Esteban was willing to give me that time because he saw how unhappy I was. I don't blame you for my decision to leave, and maybe a timeout would have led to the same outcome. We will never know, and I try not to live in regret. So, I assume she went to her mum, basically saying, hey, I'm not happy. This isn't panning out how I think it should. And rather than take her seriously, because here's the thing, if Daniel had just been born, I could see her mum saying, oh, that's just the baby blues, which is such a... saying, oh, that's just the baby blues, to talk about postpartum depression. That's a really dismissive way of wording it. Oh, it's just the baby blues, everyone gets them. And I could see Claire saying that. Also, I just realised I never started my timer. Whoops. Whoopsie. Oh well. Yeah, I think Claire probably dismissed what Karen was feeling as the baby blues, and it was only Esteban who was there 24/7 who could see, oh shit, she's miserable. She's miserable, and it's not just since Daniel's been born. It's been for a while. Shit. And it all just culminated in her having to leave because no one was willing to give her a timeout, in which case she might have taken like a year away and then come back. But no one was willing to give her that time, so she had to just up and leave. Damn. We will never know, and I try not to live in regret. My life has been a roller coaster, and there have been times I long to hear your voices and thoughts, even the negative ones crossed out. And I know when I last talked to you in New York to ask for help in paying back my debts, you wanted to help. But it was on your condition to return right back to where I couldn't return. We'll pay off your debts as long as you do what we want you to do. I hate that was our last conversation. I am sorry I reached out to you this day. I am sorry I broke your hearts. I am sorry I let you break mine for silencing me for so long, and that has not been crossed out. She's standing by that. I may have broken your hearts, but you broke mine just as much because you refused to let me be me, and that has caused all this pain. She's standing by that. I think we've paid our dues, and now I sit under a blue field of crystal stars like the poet I hope I am, writing and waiting for a chance to rebuild an old bridge with my mother and father. I hope we can cross it one more time. Love. And she's crossed out love, which I think that's fair. Your daughter. I have a lot of sympathy for Karen. I have a lot of sympathy. If she feels like I said, that is such a disturbing way to raise a child. That is such a disturbing way you breed. You breed, you make kids, you give us grandkids. That is your purpose. And it is very clear that they raised her with this mindset. And she just couldn't. She couldn't, and she tried. And when she reached out to say, hey, I'm miserable, they didn't take her seriously. Or at least her mother didn't take her seriously. And then once she left, rather than sitting back and saying, oh crap, maybe we failed her, maybe we fucked up with how we raised her, rather than doing that, instead it was like, oh, the extension of me hasn't done what I wanted her to do. How dare, what a bitch. there was no self-reflection on Claire's part, or at least not that Karen saw, not that I necessarily saw. She was acting like Karen never existed. She was still going into her room, so I think she felt some guilt, but she wasn't verbalizing that. She wasn't verbalizing the fact that, like, maybe she felt guilty about all of this. It's sad. It's very sad.
She's really good at rewriting her own life.
I am a solo Mobius strip. Just when I reach the end, I go back to the beginning, resign myself to new faces, the privilege to escape and rewrite another draft. Goddess laughs at plans, then shows me the page left unmarked for years. Out in the ghost desert, the seeds return as saplings to reveal their age and power. Now I go back forward, layered with fear and hope, to water the children of the sun. I think what Sean said was interesting. She's really good at rewriting her own life, because that to me implies that Sean does not believe these to be honest. There is a certain degree of nostalgia and fancy to these poems that Sean is picking up on. And what I said about the letter, I was being incredibly sympathetic to Karen. I don't mean that she hasn't done anything wrong. She ghosted her kids. She caused them trauma. They have every right to be upset. They have every right to look at her poetry and think, well, like, you wouldn't have come back but for the fact that we got in trouble. If our dad had never died, you would have never bothered with us. You did not make the decision on your own. You were pressed into it by circumstance. You are rewriting this. You did not actively choose to re-enter our lives. You were like, oh shit, they're in trouble, now I guess I have to go back. But for our dad's death, you wouldn't have done jack shit. That is, in a way, rewriting things.
This one's pretty intense. I think I get it.
Again, I've got to go to this. Don't believe I would find a soul within or without a church. A miracle was sleep and food and fuck. A day without shit until it was not. Now we run to celestial spires, O visions of the fake prophet, engulfed in ego and belief. As the burning cross falls on all your cruel angels, I am the bonfire of vanities. So when the dam breaks, we all flood, like a glass on a mirage, if I believe. Ooh, that is powerful. She is a good poet. Hot damn. Oh my god. The fucking USB. The USB that he's had since the beginning of the game, that he was like, oh, I don't know what's on here. Someone will have a computer. Someone's gonna have a computer.
Karen letting us invade her space? After all these years. That's something.
I can't believe they brought it back. I can't believe they brought it back.
I do remember Karen would drown her pancakes in hot sauce. Ugh, gross.
Okay, I'm with you there. That is weird.
One thing Claire and Karen have in common, their love for pancakes.
Okay, nice. What do we have in here?
Karen doesn't even like to leave this place just to go shopping.
No, the poem. The poem. There we go.
Karen must have been so excited to finally hit New York.
Fly by night, not by fright, into the big city bright. Stop. That cliche never dying in the steel of the buildings, the warp of the street. But no matter what or where I spin, the pull of a million dead poets takes me to dance once again. Go. But this time I get to lead until the next flight. That is... So she went to New York to become a poet. She failed, and she has since, decided, okay, it's time for the hippie commune life. I can respect that.
Karen looks so young and fragile on this picture. Hard times.
Maggie and Karen, summer 11, Kiss Me, or Kissing Me, FL, Florida, maybe? I'm not entirely sure.
Looks like they all finally found their home.
Oh, nice. Very nice, okay.
I'm so glad Jacob and his sister are doing okay. They deserve some peace.
And I absolutely cannot read this. May 29th, 2017. Ola, Sean. Sorry I did not write to you sooner, but this was the first time I've had a chance to relax after we got out of Haven Point. Thanks to you and your brother. I still can't believe it really happened. So bizarre. Sarah Lee and I do miss our parents, but we're not ready to let them know where we are yet. We will figure it out later. Thanks to my old savings account, I finally got Sarah Lee antibiotics, so she's been feeling pretty... So she's been feeling better pretty fast. Kids are like superhumans. The most important thing to me is my sister, just like your brother. You're lucky to have each other, and when you both came our way, we were blessed. I'm trying to track down our Humboldt crew, so I'll keep you posted. I hope everything is okay after that night on the farm. We all deserve a break and a better future. Please let me know when you make it to the other side. You and Daniel got this. Give our little hero a big hug. Take care, Jake. Okay, so... he was able to pay for Sarah Lee's medical expenses because we didn't give him the money. We didn't give him the money, which does make me feel guilty, but I said it at the time, I think I'm going to be playing Sean as a bit more selfish.
So cute. Looks like Lila has some competition now.
Oh, damn. Hi, Daniel. Hope you are good and happy. I feel so much better now. It took forever before we found a place to live, but we finally did. And that's Jacob, and that's her. Oh, she'll have had to leave her chicken behind, won't she? Oh, yeah, she had a creepy chicken. Oh, bless. I love this cold weather way more than the heat. Please come see me soon. She's drawn her. Oh my god, she is such a crush. She is such a crush. And she's age appropriate. She's age appropriate for Daniel. Please come see us soon. Thanks for being one of my best friends, Sarah Lee. Oh, that's adorable. Lila does have competition. Oh. This is giving me so many feels. So many feels.
So good to have a home. Again. And a real bed.
Excuse me.
Didn't realize how much I miss Cassidy's voice. And her songs. And... dude.
Yeah, you like her. You like her. 17th of the 6th, 2017. Ola, sexy boy. No more city boy. Jake hooked me up with your P.O. box, so now you can't hide from your old crew anymore. I know you took off from the hospital, and I'm glad you're still going down to Mexico. We've all become fugitives on the run, but you and Daniel are the kings of the road. I hope you finally get back home. Of course, I'm not ready to settle yet, so we're all hanging out in Colorado. The idea is trying to get as far away of the West Coast as possible. Too many ghosts for now. Hard to believe Finn isn't here to start shit, and we don't miss him for that. But he'll get a few more songs out of me. We all want to remember him for his angels, not his demons. Okay, so I guess Finn did end up going to prison then. They didn't release him. Okay, I mean... I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, he fucking deserves it. He fucking deserves it. He used a 10-year-old. He put a 10-year-old in a dangerous situation. Finn absolutely deserves to be in prison. I miss you. I would love to take a road trip out of this shithole, and it would be great to swim with you again, so you better let me know when you hit Mexico, Sean. Don't make me track you down. Here, I'll even give you my number, so no excuses. Love, Cassidy. And there's her number. Oh. Oh, you're in there, Sean. You're in there. And when it's appropriate, you won't have to put your penis away. You won't have to do it.
Man, I'm still not used to this heat out here. Had no clue there was a network of seed pirates. Karen's a real-life hacker.
Damn. Pirate seeds, native seed savers in the southwest, arid lands special offers, amaranth, New Mexico, beans, jack bean, squash, Apache giant, corn, maricopa, tara, humara, tuxpeño, pronounce that terribly, hand pollinating your crops, harvesting, storing seeds, lovely.
Karen takes on some small pieceworks for a living. Must pay better than poetry.
Okay. A. Klein at Desert Life. Hi Karen, thanks for your last advice column. We got quite a response and a lot of hits. I know you don't want a social media footprint, but you could generate a lot of clicks with your insights. Looking forward to your next piece. Please make sure to send your invoice for May and June. Best, Ariane Klein, Managing Editor, Desert Life Weekly. Cool. Very cool. And your tabs.
Brody's so good at describing painful situations. And seeing the good into it.
I'm so glad that we're checking in on Brody again. A Tribe Called West, You Can Go Home Again by Brody Holloway, and he wrote this on May 1st, 2017 in Salt Lake City, Utah. The last time I saw my mother before this year, I was telling her to leave me the fuck alone, that I was done with the whole bullshit family. My real fam were the strangers I met on the road, who became friends, not my family who became strangers. I adopted all the online connections I made around the world and all those wandering souls that I would encounter on my journeys ahead. You would be reading about them right now, except the next time I saw my mother, she was in hospice care in our Utah home. Her body light and frail as a web, holding my hand and telling me that she was sorry about everything that kept us apart for most of my adult life. My mom was dying of cancer and she was sorry. So I cried. She cried. My brother cried. We all cried. And all the years of family bullshit blew away to dust, like that finger snap sound. I just wasn't mad anymore. I didn't know it would be so easy, or so hard. It didn't mean the past didn't happen, or that I wasn't responsible in my own way. My brother used to tell me I was a fake liberal because while I was out trying to save the world, he had to take care of Mom and the family estate. Maybe he was right, but I told him that he also had the money to take care of them. God damn, if I was in charge of the finances, I would have given away the family estate and we'd be broke living in a co-op. My brother knows this. Families are just fucking weird. Society tells us to love your parents and siblings simply out of blood and chance. But what if you hate each other? What if you're only linked by random DNA? What if... Whatever. It doesn't matter. I've seen the best and worst of people everywhere I roll. You tend to have those extremes at 3 a.m. at an empty gas station or on some desperate freeway. Yes, I've seen strong families bond in hard times. I know there are big siblings out there who will always care for their little siblings and vice versa. They help me to understand our fragile filial ecosystem. In her last hours, my brother and I held my mom's thin fingers as she passed on to a place I hope is better than the one she came from. After she was gone, I found a stash of some old school essays and stories, the only thing I was ever good at in school. I never knew she kept this stuff, or that she cared. Even if we never understood each other, she must have been a little proud that I went my own way and tried to be a force for good. Mothers know how to make you cry like a little bitch. I'm sorry, this is very emotional for me. Hot damn. The first time tears had burned my eyes in a long time, it felt good. So now I've come back to a home I once vowed to never return. I don't feel so alienated this time, even if I still am. Like I say too often, there's a difference between being alone and being lonely. Now I have an estate to deal with and more responsibility than I actually want. But I don't have to see this as karma or destiny or the dharma of the privileged. Don't panic, but I may be taking a break from my life on wheels, just to see who or what I can help now I have more resources to spread around. I'm sure my brother will approve, insert sarcasm, if we're still talking after all this memorial bonding. Okay, it's not a happy ending, but maybe it's a hopeful one. And speaking of hope, given the sad state of this nation, Oh, given the sad state of this sad nation, I've been thinking it's time to move outside my comfort zone. Send dispatches from places and people I'm not so familiar with. Places I can explore to tell new stories from. Like Canada, or Mexico, or... The road never ends.
I miss you too, sis.
Oh.
Hope we can take some new pictures someday.
Oh, I'm... Lila! I want to phone her! Lila Park, me during the day, all good, under control. Me at 3 a.m. in my bed. Ah! I feel that. Lila uploaded a new picture, free the families. Lila uploaded a new picture, and then... Jen, you bitch. You bitch! Oh, performative! Performative bullshit! I hate Jen. I despise her. I don't care. How dare. It's that bullshit of, oh, for legal reasons you can't talk to me. I'm like, bitch. Thinking of Sean, be seeing you again, brother, then we rage. Best freaking fighters forever. Damn straight. Now what's on this USB? Is it porn?
Whoa. I should have gone through that flash drive weeks ago.
Oh my god, math homework. Yeah, we can't click on. Oh no, okay. Yeah, we can't click on this. Okay. Math homework, movies and stuff, other crap, pictures, Misty Mice tickets.pdf and drawings.
Hey, Dad.
We have a picture of him again. Can we print this out?
Lila always knew how to crack me up.
Can we print this out too? She was our ride or die. She was a ride or die girl. And she was... I love you, Lila. I love you. She was badass. I liked her. Oh.
Whoa.
Okay,
I should have gone through that flash drive weeks ago.
Okay, that's the exact same thing. Okay. Oh god. I'm not gonna cry. No, I want to see this.
Dad was an absolute fan of this movie. Huh. Maybe they were nerds together.
He had the poster. He had the poster of it in the garage.
She changed my diapers, but it feels kind of awkward to be here.
Yeah.
Gotta keep my eye lube handy. Glad I don't need it as much.
Please don't call it your eye lube. It's snake clamp. I'm assuming this is the type of clamp. It's not a clamp for catching snakes, right?
Ugh. I wish Karen didn't tell me she got a rattlesnake out of the toilet last week.
Oh, hell the fuck no. No. I like snakes. I like them. I wouldn't want to find one in the toilet. That is a nightmare.
Arthur and Stanley probably want their telescope back.
Okay, in a minute. Obviously, we have to look at... Oh my god, I've just realised this place is huge. There's so much to look at. Oh, shit.
Nice mess. Daniel will never change.
The pine cones. He's still collecting pine cones. That's lovely.
Still can't believe she's kept it.
It's clear that she did care. She did care about her kids.
It's nice to play games with Daniel again. Huh. Karen likes to join us too.
She cares, but like I said, like I've kept on saying, Sean and Daniel have the right to feel hurt.
Karen taught me some cool off-the-grid shit.
Ooh.
Got a good picture of it. I'm ready to draw now. Pretty good. But I can add more details if I want. Okay. Just draw now. Don't think about...
Oh, hell yeah.
Got a good picture of it. I'm ready to draw now.
All four of them running together. Oh.
Now I can see why Karen likes it out here. It just took a while. She really doesn't want to be a part of society. Except just this tiny one. She did screw us over, though. But Daniel's so happy to have her back. Get to know her. I still don't know how I feel.
I think that's fair. I mean, Sean was so much older when she left. Daniel was a baby. He has the trauma of never knowing her and thinking that she left because of him. Sean has the trauma of, you know, his mum was there. His mum was there, and then one day she wasn't. And she never called. And you know what, I think I'm going to bring this episode to a close right here. I think it's very fair that Sean doesn't know how he feels about Karen. If he's trying to move forward, then he doesn't have to forget the past. He does not have to forget that his mum ditched him for however many years. I think 10 years. He does not need to forget that. But if he's trying to move forward, then You can move forward with someone and still remember what they did. I hope that makes sense. Either way, in the next episode, we continue exploring, but until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.